$200,000 as part of the state's commitment to combat impaired driving. WDUN Steve Winslow has details.
Governor's Office of Highway Safety has awarded the Habersham County Sheriff's Office over $166,000 to their Highway Enforcement of Aggressive Traffic, or HEAT program, and an additional $32,000 to their funds for the county in recognition to the life-saving work as a coordinating agency for Northeast Traffic Enforcement Network. Habersham Sheriff's Office is one of 26 law enforcement agencies statewide to receive a HEAT grant for the fiscal year 2026 to achieve their goal for increased public traffic safety awareness and to further combat serious, life-threatening crashes.
A Gainesville restaurant is closing its doors before the end of this year. The owners of City Park Pizza announced Thursday morning that their last day of operation will be December 20th. The restaurant has been open for a year and is at the corner of Ronnie Green Parkway and Park Hill Drive near Gainesville's City Park Stadium. Bloom Enterprises of Georgia has received a donation from the Melvin Douglas and Victoria K. Ivester Foundation. WDUN's Hamilton Keener with details.
The Melvin Douglas and Victoria K. Ivester Foundation has donated $10,000 to
Alrighty,
Bloom
stream
Enterprises
is
of
live.
Georgia.
I
Bloom is a
think
Hall
you are
County
all set.
nonprofit
I've got your
organization
brother's
dedicated
spot
to
set up
serving
whenever
adults
he's
with
able to
different
join
abilities.
in. He
The
was going to be
donation will
upside
expand
down. I figured
opportunities
out
to
how to
provide
give him a
financial
quick
support for
180
families
rotations. I
and
think we're good to
represents
go.
an investment in enhancing the quality of life for associates through participation in Bloom's current enterprises, including the Midland Crew Day program, the Midland Ice Cream Social, and Community House Creations.
And the record 43-day federal government shutdown is over. President Trump signed a funding bill Wednesday night that was passed by the U.S. House and Senate. Georgia's congressional Democrats voted against the bill, which still does not include an extension for Affordable Care Act healthcare subsidies. There's more news at Access WDUN. Now here's your Access WDUN forecast.
Good Thursday afternoon, North Georgia. A mix of clouds and sunshine with highs in the upper 60s. Partly cloudy skies will give way to mostly clear skies overnight. Lows in the lower 40s by early Friday. From the Access WDUN Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Holly Strano.
It's 64 degrees in Tiger and Jasper and 67 in Gainesville. From North Georgia's News Talk, AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
This traffic update is brought to you by Hayes Chevrolet. A few crashes to report in Gwinnett County as your commute begins to wind down for the evening. Heading out of Peachtree Corners on Peachtree Industrial Boulevard, we're clearing a northbound crash scene just past Medlock Bridge Road. And Johns Creek, a southbound crash on State Bridge Road approaching Medlock Bridge Road. And finally, in the Norcross area on Buford Highway US 23, we're also clearing a northbound crash around M. Weiler Road. Imagine test driving a Chevrolet, GMC, Buick, and a Cadillac with just one stop. You can take your pick at Hayes of Baldwin, 20 minutes north of Gainesville on 365. From the Access WDUN, Hayes GMC Cadillac Traffic Center, I'm Brian Perkle reporting.
Need a dumpster fast? Need a mobile storage unit or office for your job site? American has you covered. From small home cleanouts to large commercial jobs to industrial waste management, American offers roll-off dumpsters in all sizes. They also offer recycling dumpsters that can actually pay you money. American is committed to providing unmatched customer service at a competitive price with same-day service for most deliveries and pickups. American, let us show you service. Call 678-696-5131 or visit ameri-canga.net.
Whether it's a slip that ends in a slip disc, a trick knee that's holding you back, or shoulder pain hurting your game, you can count on Northside Hospital Orthopedics. With leading care in Georgia at convenient locations all across the state, we're here to get you back on your feet, no matter what comes your way. Because Georgia moves us, and we keep Georgia moving. Find a provider near you at northside.com/ortho. That's northside.com/ORTHO.
It's Mike Robertson of Oakwood Tire and More. As our name suggests, we can handle all your tire needs, but some have asked what we mean when we say and more. At Oakwood Tire, we're more than just tires. We also handle general repair. We handle alignments, brakes, AC service, suspension work. Speaking of suspension work, if you're looking to upgrade your ride, we can put tires, wheels, lift kit, anything like that on there. See us at www.oakwoodtire.com. Stop by at 3120 Atlanta Highway, where we're more than just tires.
With Friday game night just 24 hours away, it's time for a look at what to expect when your team hits the field. It's the Pick'em Show, presented by M&R Equipment Rental and Sales, featuring coach interviews, game previews, and your calls. From the Northeast Georgia Health System studio here, Bo Wilson, Caleb Hutchins, Jeff Hart, and Walker McCrary on AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN, and video streaming on YouTube at Access WDUN Sports. Always here, always local.
Bo Wilson out again this week, but the rest of the crew is here and locked and loaded, ready to go for round one of the high school football playoffs starting tomorrow night. We are here. It is put up or shut up time, and we are going to be right along with them right here on the Pick'em Show. We got a full slate coming up for you tomorrow night on our airwaves. 3 Hall County teams hosting state playoff games. That could be a good trivia question. When's the last time that happened? But
probably last year.
I think it was last year, actually. But at any rate, you've got Flowery Branch hosting Ware County on AM 550, North Hall hosting Mount Zion of Jonesboro on FM 102.9, and Gainesville hosting Dunwoody on 94.5 FM The Lake. But we got a lot of other area teams getting ready for playoff runs, and we're going to talk about all of them over the next couple hours. You can join us on the Talk and Text line presented by M&R Rental, 770-535-2911. So, guys, last week we were talking about final thoughts, recapping the regular season, but now we are ready to start zeroing in on these playoff matchups that we have got for our area teams. And, Jeff, I think we got a lot of good ones coming into this first round.
Oh, absolutely. Flowery Branch, Ware County, I mean, that one jumps right off the page. Rabun is my brain just went. I know who they play.
Dodge County.
Thank you very much. Whew. There's so many games, so many teams. And you got Habit, Statesboro. Those are the 3, to me, that I think are the most compelling in this first round. I do like Bluff at Peach County if Bluff is healthy. I think if they're healthy, that's upset special.
Walker, other than those, any jump out to you on the slate here as we get ready to get the first round started?
I mean, I think Lumpkin and Calhoun is interesting, and I don't want to give away one of my answers a little bit later on, but Lumpkin Calhoun interests me because of what Lumpkin can do with the football. I know Calhoun's really good and they score a lot of points, but they haven't played a team that has the potential to ball control like Lumpkin does. So that's going to be interesting to watch to see if Lumpkin can ball control. The other one, and I think I agree with you, Jeff, Statesboro and Habersham Central is fascinating.
It is, and I made a face when you said that because Calhoun played Cartersville. So Cartersville knows how to ball control.
Well, I was going to say
Calhoun's the defending state champ. This would be the biggest upset in the state. Sorry, Walker, if Lumpkin wins this. That's my opinion.
I don't know if let's roll back the curtain there a little bit because wouldn't Buford losing in the opening round be the biggest upset in the state?
Grayson's playing somebody bad.
Yeah, but
right?
they're not going to.
Well, they're not, but at
no,
the
look,
same
Lumpkin,
time, that would be the biggest upset in the state.
Look, I love Lumpkin. I do. The only issue with Lumpkin, right, is that because you've got, Matthews has got 1,900 yards or whatever it is, 700 to 1,800 yards, they're going to lean on him. They're going to stack the box. And if Lumpkin can't throw the ball, it will be a long, long night.
Let me throw this out here. And admittedly, I don't recall what your second question for the red zone is coming up, so stop me if I'm about to step on the red zone toes here.
It's about Nofo and Lumpkin.
Okay, good. Then we're good here.
Don't throw
and Efo.
Okay, so here's my question. I think we got a lot of area teams who are really, really heavy favorites going into their first round playoff games.
That's basically the question.
What I was going to say, Gainesville, North Hall, Buford, Jefferson. Any reason to believe any of those teams do any of their first round matchups look like potential upset watch to you?
Not
Say
really.
Those teams again, I'm sorry.
Gainesville, North Hall, Buford, and Jefferson.
No, right off the bat. However, it's hard to forget Gainesville's first round loss last year. And I know they were on the road last year. This year they're at home. I don't think it's going to be quite the same, but it's just hard to forget that, sadly. And 5A is pretty good.
I think that was a little bit of a I'm not going to call it a complete one-off, but I think that was kind of a perfect storm for Gainesville to get upset in the first round last year, because that was a Sequoia team. We didn't know it at the time, and we don't follow Cherokee County football very closely.
Right.
But that was a Sequoia team that we know now this year with what they did this year, winning their region.
Right.
That was kind of a team on the rise,
Right.
and Gainesville had to go on the road after that heartbreaking loss to Roswell. They're at home this time against Dunwoody. I feel like you have to feel a little bit better about that one. Walker, my question wanders to maybe Jefferson, because we have seen what we thought were elite, maybe title contending Dragon teams stumble in early playoff games in years past. I don't know if that is something that's on the table here in the first round this year or not, but it does come to mind.
Well, we just saw Jefferson kind of really be pushed to the limit for the second time this year, Jackson County being the first, Oconee County 2 weeks ago. The Warriors really pushed the Dragons and kind of showed some weaknesses and showed some chinks in the armor, so to say, for Jefferson. Jefferson won the game and led wire to wire, but felt like Oconee County had their opportunities in that game. So with an extra week off, does Doherty or Daugherty or however you say their name,
Doherty.
do they have the wherewithal and the athletes to be able to exploit those chinks in the armor? I don't think so. I lean more toward Jeff's answer with Gainesville, because Gainesville hasn't played in 3 weeks. I think that is a big thing that we have to look at with Big Red. They had a week off, then the automatic bye for everybody, and now finally they get back on the football field. That's really scary to me, knowing what happened last year to Big Red in the same scenario.
Well, I was going to say for Buford, just to talk about them, I do think that of those teams I just mentioned, I do think Buford has the toughest opponent to play. Now, part of that is because they're in 6A, but Richmond Hill comes out of Region 1. We know that's a really good region. That's the South Georgia region in 6A. That's with Lowndes, Valdosta, Colquitt County in there. They made the playoffs out of that region, and they're 7-3. Their only losses were to those teams I just mentioned, Lowndes, Valdosta, and Colquitt. So, Jeff, not an easy draw there for Buford, but still feel really good about the Wolves at home in the first round.
Absolutely. I don't give Richmond Hill much of a chance. Look, I've been saying it all year, and I'm going to triple, double, triple, quadruple, quintuple Buford Grayson into the finals. I don't see a game out there where they will not be the favorite and they should not win, except for look, I know we talk quarterfinals on, even the second round on. It's essentially the NFL playoffs in 6A because every team has a chance. But there's something about this Buford team. I don't see a problem this week at all with Buford. Walker, what do you think?
Did you see where somebody, and I forget who it was, the GHSA posted it yesterday to their Twitter, second hardest playoff bracket in the entire country is the GHSA 6A class playoffs?
Oh, I believe it.
Not surprised.
Yeah, that just tells you. I don't disagree with you, Caleb, that Richmond Hill is going to be a test. I think Buford's by far the better team, but in 6A, I think almost anybody in that bracket could beat anybody in that bracket on a given Friday night. Some matchups are going to be more lopsided than others, but I don't think that there's a world out there where Richmond Hill has an impossible task of beating Buford. Yes, very improbable, but I think that in 6A, all 32 teams in the tournament, I think if the cards fell the right way, they could win.
If this is any indication, on Access WD1 Sports Friday game night, I posted the games to watch, and of course, obviously, we looked at that one. This will be the fourth straight ranked top 10 team that Richmond Hill has played coming up. They lost the previous three to Valdosta, Lowndes, and Colquitt, and gave up 40 points a game, essentially.
Yeah.
So that's why I say I don't think I'm too worried about Buford right now. I think Buford's better than all three of them, and they gave up 40 points a game, and the Buford offense has really, over the last half of the season, has really zoned in.
No doubt about it. There is the whistle as we've got more to come. The Red Zone Challenge right around the corner as we're gearing up for the first round of the high school football state playoffs here in Northeast Georgia. Caleb Hutchins, Walker McCreary, and Jeff Hart here with you for the Pick'em Show right here on North Georgia's News Talk, AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN, and streaming on Access WDUN Sports YouTube and Facebook. We're here till 8 o'clock. More to come.
Get your day going with a show that wakes you up faster than your coffee. Mornings on Main Street on AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
There's nothing like cool, crisp air of fall in North Georgia after a hot, humid summer. Conditioned Air Systems is here to get your HVAC system ready for the changing seasons. With regular maintenance that saves you money on your energy bill, and look no further for quick, reliable plumbing repairs or installation services. Conditioned Air Systems has been a trusted name in Northeast Georgia for over 45 years. Call us today at 1-800-AC-REPAIR.
Dermatology Associates of Northeast Georgia is Northeast Georgia's leading dermatology practice, offering cosmetic and medical dermatology services and no surgery. Our experienced medical providers are available at 3 locations, including Gainesville, Demarest, and Dahlonega, to care for our local community. As 1 in 5 Americans will develop skin cancer by age 70, our medical providers remind you of the importance of yearly full skin exams. Book your appointment today and help us beat America's most common cancer. Learn more at negeorgiaderm.com.
What if I'm survived by a spouse with dementia or in a nursing home? Will they be protected? This is Kevin Tharp, elder law and estate planning attorney, and I've been helping people in your situation for over 35 years. And I can help you protect your loved ones when the time comes. But you need to make the first call. Visit my website at kevintharp.com and learn how to get help planning for the future of your loved ones. That's kevintharp.com.
The following is a paid advertisement by Family Vacation Getaways with the purpose of soliciting sales of vacation ownership. For complete details, visit fvgradio.com.
If you want a 100% complimentary stay at a luxury resort in Cancun, airfare not included, then Family Vacation Getaways is your ticket to paradise.
See website for complete details.
We're giving away 5 days and 4 nights to the first 50 callers who can name an animal that lays eggs and is not a bird.
An animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. Do you know it?
Call now, 800-417-6411. 800-417-6411. You're also eligible for an exciting bonus vacation to Orlando, Florida for just $498. And don't worry about anything ruining your plans. We can extend your travel up to 18 months. Name an animal that lays eggs and is not a bird, and you get a complimentary Cancun resort stay and an optional bonus vacation to Orlando for just $498. What are you waiting for? Call 800-417-6411 and give us your answer.
The proceeding is not a contest and is a paid advertisement by Family Vacation Getaways and not sponsored by this program or its affiliates.
Always here, always local.
From the Access WDUN Hardy Chevrolet Newsroom, the Habersham County Sheriff's Office has recently received 2 grants totaling just under $200,000. Details at Access WDUN and coming up on North Georgia's News Talk.
It's everything prep football with a little college and pro action thrown in. It's the Pick'em Show, presented by M&R Equipment Rental and Sales on your home of Friday game night. AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN. And on YouTube at Access WDUN Sports.
Don't forget, you can call or text the show at our talk and text line presented by M&R Rental, 770-535-2911. Caleb Hutchins right here. Sitting next to me is Jeff Hart, and somewhere in Virginia is one Walker McCreary. And we've got a jam-packed show. Going to be talking to Rabun County head coach Rance Gillespie coming up in just a little bit. That's a very interesting one that we alluded to earlier. Wildcats going to be hosting Dodge County in a first-round playoff game coming up tomorrow night. Lots of playoff games to talk to. We'll talk about all of them. But right now, it is time for the Red Zone.
3 questions, 3 hosts. Only one chance to prove who has the brains behind the mic. It's the Red Zone Challenge.
And our host this week is Jeff Hart. So, Jeff, let's go ahead and get into it.
Look, we all know that North Hall's Alex Schliemann led the state in Class 3A in passing, right? So we figure he's going to have a big game. They need him to have a big game, and, we're not even going to say any kind of bad word that anything could happen to anybody, right? But there's a lot of games. We have a lot of good quarterbacks. And there are 3 guys I feel like that need to play very well for their team to have a chance. You've got Statesboro at Habersham Central, so you got Paris Wilbanks for the Raiders. You've got Ware County at Flowery Branch, so you got Brett Stern for the Falcons. And Drew Richardson for East Jackson. They have to go down to Columbia. Which one of those three quarterbacks, guys, needs to have a bigger game for his team to advance?
Walker, I'll let you go first on this one.
I'm going to go with the third option in Drew Richardson, and here's why. I think that as he goes, the East Jackson offense goes. Flowery Branch a little bit more balanced. Habersham Central definitely more balanced. Donnie Warren, Habersham Central can run the football, and I think that's going to be a big key for them. Drew Richardson can do it with both his arm and his legs, and if he's unable to get it going with one or the other, East Jackson becomes one-dimensional. So I think Drew Richardson's going to have a stellar game for the Eagles to move on to the next round.
Yeah, this question really to me came down to either Richardson or Brett Sturm. Just because Donnie Warren has had such an outstanding year for Hab Central, I could see a world where they run the ball really effectively and they win a shootout. But to me, I don't know. Flowery Branch and East Jackson both rely a lot on their quarterback play. To me, it's Drew Richardson, though, because he does so much both running and throwing. Generally, when we see East Jackson win a football game, we're generally talking about a pretty outstanding stat line from Drew Richardson. It's usually like Richardson had like 180 on the ground and 2 touchdowns and like 190 through the air and 2 touchdowns. And I feel like it's going to take something like that from him. I feel pretty similarly about Flowery Branch's situation, more so those two, though, than Habersham Central because of how good we know Donnie Warren can be.
Look, I would agree with both of y'all. So I'm not allowed to answer the question, so I would.
You can. When did that rule? Where did that rule come from?
Well, I thought that was kind of always the rule, but look, I think Drew Richardson absolutely has to play well, but I'm going to throw a number at you that doesn't lend me to think that it's going to be a good day for East Jackson. Columbia's defensive line average is 288. That's huge, and East Jackson is not very big, and the games that we know where they play big defensive lines, Drew Richardson's running for his life. So I feel of those other two, I think Paris Wilbanks will have to have a big game. All right, so the second question, guy. NoFo and Lumpkin County, they're playing teams that have played for state titles last season. EFO is taking on a perennial playoff stalwart in Benedictine on the road. Which of those three has the best chance to pull an upset?
What was the third one?
East Forsyth at Benedictine.
No, but give me the other two then in that case.
The other two, NoFo
Carrollton, and Lumpkin Calhoun.
All right, go for it, Walker.
I'm going to go Lumpkin County, and I've got 2 reasons why. Number 1, the Maxwell ratings say so. They're the closest spread of the 3. And number 2, Lumpkin averages 242.5 yards of rushing on the year. You mentioned Cartersville earlier in the year. Calhoun lost to Cartersville by 3, and Cartersville rushes for 70-some-odd less rushing yards per game than Lumpkin County does. I think Lumpkin County's got to get the passing game going. I agree with you on that, Jeff, but Nolan Matthews is a massive plus for Lumpkin County in this game.
Yeah, I was going to say none of the other 2 teams we mentioned has like a stalwart that like there is a world where Nolan Matthews Calhoun just can't stop him. And he just goes off and scores like 4 touchdowns, and then Calhoun is having to really put up points to stay alive. So for that reason, I'm going to take North Forsyth having to go to Carrollton is just absolute brutality of a playoff
East Forsyth
draw.
To Savannah and Benedictine, that's a long road trip.
Yeah, no, I look, I think I would agree, and I'm going to agree. I think Lumpkin has a chance. I just think that they're going to stack the box, make them one-dimensional. So, but I guess I would go with Lumpkin also. All right, so guys, the third question here is, and my phone decided to go out for some reason.
The much-anticipated question.
There you go. So a little college football, okay? Texas A&M is 3rd, Bama's 4th, and the Dogs are 5th in the latest CFP ranking that came out on Tuesday.
And Ole Miss 6th.
Huh?
And Ole Miss 6th. There's 4 straight SEC
Well, that is
teams
true.
in there.
But I'm not worried about Ole Miss. So TAMU still has Texas left to play, who still has to play Georgia, and the Dogs still have to play Texas and Georgia Tech. Bama has the Okies this week, and they got Auburn in the Iron Bowl, and anything can happen in that. Which one of those 3 teams, Texas A&M, Bama, or Georgia, finishes higher in the final CFP rankings at the end of the season.
At the end of the regular season or
Yeah.
after the SEC championship game?
I will go SEC championship game.
I think that it's going to be A&M and Alabama for the SEC title. Sorry, Walker, I guess you've been going first here. Maybe I should defer to you on this one. But
No, you go ahead because I think I'm about to agree with you.
I think it's going to be A&M and Alabama for the SEC title, and I've got Alabama winning it, so I would go with them. But I do think that the SEC is about to get 5 teams in the playoff.
I completely agree. I think Alabama is the team that's going to be ranked above Texas A&M when it's all said and done.
I think A&M's going 12-0 though. I think they beat Texas at the end of the year.
Yeah,
I do
absolutely,
think
absolutely. And Georgia 11-1.
Oh, so did you just give away your pick for the Georgia-Texas game this weekend?
Absolutely, I did.
Not that that one was on the docket.
I see the Dogs winning that. Absolutely. Something tells me Alabama's not as good as they've been playing. And somewhere down the line, they're going to slip up
Kalen
again.
DeBoer's wearing the black long sleeve hoodie though tomorrow night or Saturday night against Oklahoma. So that's a win.
I think. Well,
The black hoodie of
they're
death.
they're going to beat Oklahoma. I think the game for them is going to be the Auburn game, and because anything
They'll
can
wear
happen.
the black hoodie of death in that game too, and they'll win.
Probably.
There's the horn.
But I think it's going to be Texas A&M.
That is the red zone. Ooh, okay. That is the red zone, and we've got more to come. Hey, we're going to be talking to Rabun County head coach Rance Gillespie in just a little bit. High school football pick'em show rolls along. We are just a half hour into this 2-hour extravaganza, getting ready for round 1 of the high school football playoffs, and you're listening to North Georgia's News Talk WDUN.
At M&R Rental and Equipment, we're not just about renting out top-notch tools and machinery. We're also your trusted partner for all your equipment maintenance needs. From small power tools to large heavy-duty machinery, our team of certified professionals are trained to keep them in peak condition. And with our affordable maintenance packages, you can focus on what you do best, creating, building, and achieving. Visit mnrrental.com for more information. M&R Rental and Equipment, building your projects, supporting your success.
For over 40 years, Eagle Ranch has helped thousands of children and families find healing and renewal. My name is John Shackelford, and I'm the Executive Director of Eagle Ranch. In 2021, our family felt a clear call to leave our life in Atlanta and come to steward the incredible legacy of the ranch into the future. The ranch continues to come alongside children and families through therapy, practical guidance, and resources, all anchored in the love of Christ. If you or someone you love needs the supportive, healing environment of Eagle Ranch, please encourage them to reach out to eagleranch.org.
Friday game night moves into the playoffs on AM 550 as Flowery Branch hosts Ware County. On FM 102.9, North Hall hosts Mount Zion. And on 94.5 FM, Gainesville hosts Dunwoody. Playoff coverage begins at 6 with the Prep Tailgate Show on North Georgia's home of Friday game night. WDUN Gainesville, WDUN FM Clarksville, Gainesville. Always here, always local.
It's 6:30.
News. I'm John Saucier. Less than a day after President Trump signed legislation to end the nation's longest government shutdown ever, government employees are returning to work. Texas Republican Representative Beth Van Duyn tells Fox that congressional Democrats can't even point to a good reason for keeping the government closed for over 40 days.
The $7 to $14 billion costs that they just caused, having people not getting paid, that are our military, that are air traffic controllers, causing 5 million people's flights to be delayed or canceled outright, just because you were throwing a tantrum.
DHS Secretary Kristi Noem giving out bonus checks of $10,000 to air traffic controllers who continue to work during the shutdown. Self-described Democratic Socialist candidate Katie Wilson will be the next mayor of Seattle.
This is your city, and I am delighted, beyond delighted, to be your next mayor.
America's listening to Fox News.
Always here, always local.
From the Access WDUN Hardy Chevrolet Newsroom, I'm William Daughtry. The woman arrested by the GBI in Oakwood for concealing the death of a child has now been charged with murder. The GBI said 36-year-old Jessica Moats of Gainesville faces charges of malice murder, felony murder, aggravated battery, and first-degree cruelty to children. Moats was originally arrested for concealing a death in connection with the death of a 4-year-old girl. Moats remains in the Hall County Detention Center. Habersham County Sheriff's Office has received 2 grants totaling just under $200,000 as part of the state's commitment to combat impaired driving. WDUN Steve Winslow has details.
Governor's Office of Highway Safety has awarded the Habersham County Sheriff's Office over $166,000 to their Highway Enforcement of Aggressive Traffic, or HEAT program, and an additional $32,000 to their funds for the county in recognition to the life-saving work as a coordinating agency for Northeast Traffic Enforcement Network. Habersham Sheriff's Office is one of 26 law enforcement agencies statewide to receive a HEAT grant for the fiscal year 2026.
And Bloom Enterprises of Georgia has received $10,000 from the Melvin Douglas and Victoria K. Ivester Foundation. Bloom is a Hall County nonprofit organization dedicated to serving adults with different abilities. There's more news at Access WDUN. Now here's your Access WDUN forecast.
Good Thursday afternoon, North Georgia. A mix of clouds and sunshine with highs in the upper 60s. Partly cloudy skies will give way to mostly clear skies overnight. Lows in the lower 40s by early Friday. From the Access WDUN Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Holly Strano.
It's 67 degrees in Flowery Branch, 65 in Cornelia, and 66 in Gainesville. From North Georgia's News Talk, AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
David, I can't believe you just called that nice man an egghead.
Are you kidding? That's the biggest compliment I could give him. Any green egg user loves to be known as an egghead.
Then Autry's Ace is the place for eggheads.
Absolutely. Eggheads love our great selection of Big Green eggs, tables, and accessories. The Big Green Egg is the highest quality, most versatile, and simplest to use ceramic smoker you'll ever own.
Sounds like it's time to get egging.
Come by Autry's Ace Hardware today, Thompson Bridge Road in Gainesville, your hometown hardware store.
It's bad enough you get wet when your roof leaks, so don't get soaked when it comes to getting it repaired. This is Chris Earls at Georgia Select Roofing, where we have outstanding Google reviews and an A+ BBB rating, because we know roofing and customer service. If it's a new roof, a roof repair, or gutters and downspouts, estimates are free and we offer financing. See us online at georgiaselectroofing.com or call me at 678-316-6899. At Georgia Select Roofing, we have you covered.
Georgia Tech is hosting a military appreciation game versus the Pitt Panthers Saturday, November 22nd, presented by Coca-Cola. Help us honor our nation's veterans and the Yellow Jacket football seniors. Hell of a Block Party driven by Hyundai turns North Avenue into a free pregame street party 4 hours prior to kickoff, including free live music. Visit ramblinrec.com for more information and to purchase your seats today.
It's a look at what to expect from this week's Friday game night. It's the Pick'em Show, presented by M&R Equipment Rental and Sales with Bo, Caleb, Jeff, and Walker on AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN and on YouTube at Access WDUN Sports.
And we're back here with you for more of the Pick'em Show. Caleb Hutchins, Jeff Hart, Walker McCreary. No Bo Wilson tonight. We are being told that he may rejoin the program next week. That's what we're being told at last report, but we will we'll have to wait and see on that. Hey, we do know right now that we have a coach on the Talk and Text line presented by M&R Rental. It's Rabun County head coach Rance Gillespie. Wildcats are headed into the playoffs. They're going to be at home. They got a team from South Georgia about to head across the gorge up there to go play the Cats, and we've got Rance Gillespie on the line. Coach, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I appreciate you guys having me on.
So, Dodge County, Coach, we don't know a lot about them because they're a long, long way from here, but tell us about Dodge County and what to expect out of them coming up tomorrow night.
First of all, they're a well-coached football team, and the guys done an outstanding job with them. Offensively, they're a spread offense. They throw the ball around a good bit. They've got 3 or 4 very talented receivers that can go get the ball, and you've seen growth out of the quarterback within the system and within his skill set throughout the year. and they've big played some people at times. They've been able to sustain drives at times. So very athletic and a lot of speed and the ability to throw the ball on that side. And defensively, they throw a lot at you, a lot to prepare for in the way of just different structures, different pressures, different coverages. Very impressed with just the amount of the volume that they're able to carry at the high school level, and they do a good job executing it. And again, so the secondary is some of those same receivers, very athletic on the back end, and can move up front, and they've got a nose that is 6'5", 360 pounds, and yeah, he's a big body, and probably the smaller guy that plays next to him is one of the most impressive defensive linemen that I've seen. Very quick. He actually backed up and played linebacker for 3 games while one of the linebackers was out with an injury. So got a bunch of good players on that side as well, and then the coach has got a background in special teams. He was a special teams coordinator at Valdosta High School, and of course they give you a lot to prepare for there as well. We've seen a lot of different fakes, and within the field goal team, within the punt team, some surprise onside kicks. 3 or 4 different punt formations to prepare for. So they're a good football team. We feel like we are too, and it should be a great football game to come and watch, and should be very entertaining.
Coach, I want to go back to a week or 2 weeks ago at the Granite Bowl against Elbert County. How big was it for your team to be able to snap that little 2-game skid you guys were on and earn that home playoff game here coming up Friday night?
It was huge, and it's I'm going to brag on our kids for just a second, because to their credit, things had not gone well for us the last couple of weeks, and we dropped one at Oglethorpe, and then we get into just a fist fight with Athens Academy, and played our hearts out, and ended up dropping that one. And then you go into Elbert, and you go into the Granite Bowl, which is a really, really tough place to play, and a lot of tradition there, and you fall down by 14 in that game, and our kids just kind of kept their heads down and kept playing, and one of the things that we've said so much and really tried to concentrate on all year long is just being who we are all the time, and not playing to a scoreboard, not playing, being the same team when we're up by 40 or down by 40, and it shouldn't matter, and just trying to play to a standard. And I think our kids really did that night, and we were able to battle back and get back in that football game and beat what I think is a really quality football team in Elberton.
Well, Coach, this is Jeff. I want to go back to something you said. You were talking about their defensive front and how big they are, but to me, I think the key to this game, you guys are averaging right at about 250 yards on the ground. They're only averaging about 130, and I know that they do have the quarterback and they've got the receivers, but I feel like you guys can control this game with Reed Giles and Lake Evans. Do you feel like that's where you're going to try to see what you can establish right out of the gate, and do you feel that will be the winning formula?
Well, both of those guys are outstanding players, and a big piece to the success that we've enjoyed this year, and certainly they're a large part of all of our game plans each and every week. And we've been able to use Reed in a lot of different ways. Reed's also our leading receiver, and so he is our leading rusher and our leading receiver. So it just speaks volumes to the broad skill set that he has, and we enjoy being able to use him in a lot of different ways. And of course, when we have him out of the backfield, then Lake carries the load of the run game when Reed's playing out wide for us. So having those two is very valuable, and we like having them both on the field at the same time a lot.
We're talking to Rabun County head coach Rance Gillespie. Wildcats going to be hosting Dodge County in the first round of the state playoffs coming up tomorrow night. Coach, we talked a little bit earlier about what to expect out of Dodge County, but what, in your opinion, the biggest keys to you guys getting the win tomorrow night?
I think the emotions of the playoffs is always a big deal, and being able to survive the first 6 minutes of a game and battle your emotions and those things, being able to match their athleticism, being able to match their speed, and make sure that we keep things covered up on the defensive side of the ball, and then and you said it, we want to play a physical brand of football, and we want to establish a physicality offensively with our run game, but you've got to be able to hit 2 or 3 shots in order to win pretty much any football game, and not allow the defensive side to turn it into a scrum. And so I think those are the things that will be important for us.
Coach, you and I talked preseason for the Kickoff magazine, and you talked about wanting to establish that physicality and some of the goals that you guys had. I know the season, the third part of the season being the postseason, just getting ready to kick off, but looking back at the regular season, how would you assess this first year at the helm of Rabun County?
I'm really excited at the things that we've accomplished. Certainly we have not reached all of our goals yet, and we're still working towards that each and every day. But I'm really proud of our football team and work that they put in, and like I said, the mentality and the culture that we've established, and really pleased with where we're at this point.
Coach Gillespie, big game coming up, first round of the state playoffs tomorrow against Dodge County. Looking forward to seeing you guys in action, and hey, good luck to you tomorrow night. We appreciate you dropping by the Pick'em Show.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me.
All right, we thank you very much. And again, that's Rabun County head coach Rance Gillespie. Guys, that game, I think, probably feels like one of the most evenly matched first-round playoff games that we have in this area.
I think so. That's one of the reasons I'm actually going to go up there to that game tomorrow night. I had 3 or 4 options. They were all pretty good. I decided to go up to that one because I think this has the potential to go down the last possession. I kind of wanted to ask him, we didn't have time, about the draw that they have, because, if they win this one, there's a good chance that they'll probably see Lamar County. And if they can get past that, I love them to get to at least the semifinal.
Lamar County is a good team, but they don't feel like one of the juggernauts in that 1A
they
Division I bracket, and that's really the big thing. Can you avoid having to play one of those behemoths? That's really the thing that Flowery Branch's draw is brutal. And the first round matchup against Ware County, that's a tough matchup, although I think it's a winnable one for them. But it's really when you look at, like, if you want to make a run, and I feel like Flowery Branch, if they got the right bracket, could be a team that could make a good run. But Walker, then you look at their bracket beyond that, and it's Creekside, who's like almost unanimously by all the formulas and all the media polls, like number 1 in Class 4A. Sometimes you just get a brutal bracket draw for some of these teams, but it doesn't look like Rabun County's really got that.
Yeah, Rabun County, like Jeff mentioned, Lamar would be a tough road trip, but it's definitely a winnable game for Rabun. Jasper County, I'm not too scared of that game for Rabun if it were to come to that quarterfinal.
And they've beaten Bremen if they see them again.
Yep.
So I love that little draw of theirs, because that would mean you only have Worth maybe in the semis, and Toombs and Hurd, if they both make it, one of them will have to knock the other out in the other semifinal. I mean, if they can get past the first couple of rounds, I really like their shot.
But to me, Walker, when you're looking at draws, you can't look at you can't worry about dodging somebody in the semifinals. You can't expect to dodge somebody all the way through the state championship game. To me, it's about your quadrant. And what do you have? Can you get to at least the quarterfinals without having to play one of the big bads in your given classification? And again, I think we got a few teams that got some good draws. I think we got a few teams that got some brutal ones too, though.
Yeah, North Forsyth, brutal draw going to Carrollton. just outside of our region that we cover. Mill Creek, I feel like, got a brutal draw.
Oh, yeah.
They've got Colquitt County, and then if you win that game, you got to play Grayson. I mean, that's just absolutely brutal for the first 2 rounds for the Hawks.
No doubt about it. There is the whistle. Hey, we got the Dark Horse Dogs coming up in just a little bit. It's time to start picking some games as we get ready for first round of the high school football state playoffs. This is the Pick'em Show. Caleb Hutchins, Jeff Hart, Walker McCreary, Brian Perkle, our producer, here with you till 8 o'clock, talking high school football on WDUN.
Wake up and speak up.
Wake up. Come on, wake up, America.
Join the conversation weekdays at 9 with the Martha Zoller Show on North Georgia's News Talk, AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
There's no doubt a metal roof from Dawsonville Metal Products can improve your home's appearance, but you may not realize that it could also improve your bottom line. That's because metal roofing is more energy efficient than composite roofing, and it could also lower your insurance premiums. It's also maintenance-free and lighter than composite roofing. Find out more with a call to Jason Odom at Dawsonville Metal Products at 706-265-3099, and check them out on the web at dawsonvillemetal.com.
Black Friday sized savings every day this month. Get to the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event at Krause Family Hyundai in Gainesville. Shop over 1,000 new Hyundais like Tucson or Santa Fe with 0% financing and no payments for 90 days. And every new Hyundai comes with America's best warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, and Hyundai Assurance. Yes, Hyundai is now in Gainesville, and everything is Black Friday priced. Hurry to KrauseFamilyHyundai.com for full details and see us on Atlanta Highway off 985 in Gainesville.
Todd Starnes here for the folks at Extreme Clean Auto Spa, where keeping your car clean is easy and affordable. Extreme Clean keeps your car looking great with the touch-free car wash at their Browns Bridge Road location. Plus, they make it affordable with monthly memberships for less than the price of 2 washes, and it's good for 1 wash per day. Now, that's what I call a great value. So keep your car clean without cleaning out your wallet. Visit Extreme Clean on Browns Bridge Road and just off White Sulphur Road in Gainesville. Veteran owned and operated. It's Extreme Clean Auto Spa.
Friends, we need your help. As I'm sure you've heard, SNAP benefits, the lifeline for thousands of seniors, children, and disabled individuals, won't be deposited this November. Georgia Mountain Food Bank and our pantry partners are bracing for a surge in emergency need, but we can't do it alone. Our shelves are low, and your gift will go straight to feeding neighbors in crisis. Thanks to Cook Law Group, your donation can be doubled up to $25,000. Visit gmfb.org today. Together, we can keep our community fed.
Always here, always local.
From the Access WDUN Hardy Chevrolet Newsroom, Bloom Enterprises of Georgia has received $10,000 from the Melvin Douglas and Victoria K. Ivester Foundation. Details at Access WDUN and coming up on North Georgia's News Talk.
When it comes to football, they're the smartest guys in the room. As long as they're the only guys in the room. It's the Pick'em Show, presented by M&R Equipment Rental and Sales on AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN. And on YouTube at Access WDUN Sports.
Getting ready to wrap up the first of 2 hours of the high school football Pick'em Show. Caleb Hutchins, Jeff Hart, Walker McCreary, Bo Wilson not here in person, but we do have some picks from him that we will get to momentarily. With that in mind, it is time to get to the Dark Horse Dogs.
The underdogs are barking. Can they cover? Will they push, or will they pull off the upset? One bold pick could flip the standings. Let's find out who has the guts to ride with the Dark Horse Dogs.
Brian, I know that... I'm sorry, Walker. I'm going to get to you in 1 second here. Brian, I know that Bo Wilson is not here with us in physical form, but can we have him here with us in spirit as we head into the Dark Horse Dogs, please?
Dark Horse Dogs.
Thank you very much, Brian. Now, Walker, take it away.
Let's remind everyone of how the regular season ended. Caleb with 56 points, finishing in first in the regular season. I'm in second with 35. Bo in third at 34. Jeff at 23 points. But remember, we keep those points going in the playoffs with new point structure. We double everything. So a cover is now worth 4 points. A push now worth 2 points. And if you win, you get the points, and then we'll add 5 more points to your total. So we won't have somebody, if North Forsyth, for instance, were to beat Carrollton and you took them, you're not going to get 88 points. You'll get 49 as opposed to a straight double there. So the order will be rolled 7 times, and interestingly enough, the regular season champ somehow gets the first pick, Caleb.
I love it. I feel like that's fair. It's a reward, right? They reward you in the playoffs if you were the best team. You get the first round buys and that stuff. I feel like that's fair. I'll take
But
that.
I get the last pick, so it's not fair.
Yeah, that didn't work out so well. Give me East Jackson +9 on the road at Columbia.
Good one. That's a good one.
All right, I quit.
Well,
I quit.
You've got a little bit of time here, Jeff, to think, so you don't get shot clocked. Bo's pick was next. He's taking Statesboro +5 at Habersham Central.
Woo! He thinks they're going to win that one.
So now Jeff's on the shot clock.
Yeah, well, those were my top 2. Thank you. So now I have no idea what to do. Wow. Yeah, there are several good. There's going to be several. There's going to be several here while I figure this out. I tell you what.
Walker.
No, I got it.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
I got it. Give me Bluff +11 at Peach. I'm going to bank on them being healthy.
Okay. That's an interesting
great
one.
Pick. That was my next pick. You know what? I think I'm going to take a small spread this week. Give me Flowery Branch +4. I like the Falcons at home, even though Ware County going to be a tough opponent. I believe Flowery Branch the only home team, at least in our area, that was an underdog this week, according to the Maxwell rating. So give me Flowery Branch at home.
That's an interesting one because those two teams are very, very close to each other in the power ratings, even though 4A doesn't use the power ratings this year. They're like 15 and 16 in the power ratings in Class 4A. So they're almost identical in that regard. Ware County spent most of the year in the top 10 in the media polls, but then they suffered a couple of late losses that knocked them out. Flowery Branch was never in the top 10 in our media composite poll, but they were monkeying around with it for a good portion of the year until they lost to Madison County. So these are two teams that I feel like, again, much like what we said with Rabun County and Dodge County, kind of on kind of equal footing, in my opinion, coming into this game. We'll talk more about that one and more later, but right now, as we are getting ready to wrap up the first hour, and again, we got another hour to go here on the Pick'em Show. We're here till 8 o'clock. I believe it is time to get to Jeff Hart's Stat of the Show.
Here's some things you need to know. It's Jeff Hart's interesting Stat of the Show.
It's a huge number this week, 4,767. Would you like to know how I got to that? That's the stat of the show.
Well, you probably got to 4,000. What was the number again?
4,767.
4,760. So you probably got to 4,766 and added one.
That's very, very close.
What
No,
happened?
no, that's the total amount of rushing yards by 3 players just in one region. Would you like to guess which region and which 3 players?
8-5A, Donnie Warren, Dalen Maxwell, and MJ Dowdy.
That's correct. Very good.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing,
Wasn't the
guys.
regular season champ for nothing.
Yeah, there you.
I was paying attention.
There you go. You know what's interesting about that? When you look at all 3 of those, they talk about running the ball and being able to win. Jackson County has run the ball and been able to win. Habersham County has used Donnie Warren and been able to win. MJ Dowdy was 4th in the state, and for a good bit, he was leading the state. Yet they ended up 4-6 in the regular season. I like Jackson County and Hab to move on. Does MJ Dowdy give Habersham a shot for the upset?
I do think that he gives. Who are they playing in the first round again? Where are they at? I know they're on the road.
I have to look it up. While you're looking that up.
Winder Barrow is at Brunswick.
Oof, yeah, it's going to be a tough
long
one.
road
Look,
trip.
But let me throw something else at you. So Winder Barrow's lost 4 straight in the first round. They're just 1-9 in the playoffs since 1993. Hab has lost 4 straight in the first round. They're just 1-5 in the first round since 2007. And, of course, Jackson County has never won a playoff game. They're 0-7. I do like Jackson County. I do like Hab. So, again, I pose the question on the Winder. Do they have a chance down there with that kind of a running back?
Much like I said with Lumpkin County and Nolan Matthews, I do think it gives you a puncher's chance because you have a puncher. You have somebody who could just go off for 200-plus yards, 3-4 touchdowns. And if that happens, all of a sudden, Brunswick's got to keep pace offensively. The problem for Winder's been they haven't been able to stop people this year. That's been their problem down there.
Turnovers killed them when I saw them against Habersham.
But
also.
Walker, I will throw it to you with a bit of a trivia question. Can you name me the head coach of the Double G Bulldogs who got them their only playoff win in school history?
Believe that man's name was Heath Webb?
That is correct.
And I was at that game, guys.
Yeah.
I was at that game. And I'm shocked. I'm kind of surprised. I figured that they were going to have a better season than they ended up with. So I just kind of feel like Winder Bears, a team, they're big. They just had turnovers were an issue. They couldn't stop Habersham. They couldn't stop Jackson. I feel like if they can, if they can play a little, get a couple of stops and not turn the ball over, I think they have a shot, Walker.
Yeah, I definitely think they have a shot. One more little underdog that I wanted to throw out there real quick before we go to break here. Elbert County defeated Oglethorpe County 27-0 earlier this year, just a 4-point favorite at home. What do the Maxwell projections know about Oglethorpe that we don't?
I'll be honest with you. I didn't even know that Elbert and Oglethorpe were rematching in the first round of the playoffs. But
that's the 11-22 game in the A Division I bracket.
I got to tell you, though, Oglethorpe is kind of – I don't really want any part of them. Like, if I'm depending on it for my playoff lives, like, because they've upset people this year.
Well, I've talked to a couple of teams that have played them. They're good. They can hang around. They got a lot of breaks in some of those games that they won in the upset.
I know East Hall had a game-winning touchdown against them.
They had three. I think they had 3 scores called back against Oglethorpe. That they probably would have beaten them by at least a couple of touchdowns. So they've gotten some help, however you want to look at it. But they're good enough to hang around and win those games if they get a break. So, yeah, I don't know. That's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, I definitely agree. There is the horn. The first hour of the Pick'em Show is in the bag. We got another hour to go, though. So stick around as we're going to be making picks on games. And we're also going to be talking a little region realignment because some news on that front came out earlier this week. Yes, and we'll probably be talking about it next week, too. But we have got an hour to go here on the Pick'em Show. Caleb Hutchins, Jeff Hart, Walker McCreary here with you on the Pick'em Show on WDUN, getting ready for playoff football in Northeast Georgia.
Farmers know the value of hard work and trust, and so do we. For more than 4 decades, Bagwell Insurance has partnered with farm families to protect what matters most. From equipment and livestock to your home and vehicles, we've got you covered. It's our family's business protecting your family's business. Visit us online at bagwellinc.com. Bagwell Insurance Group, redefining protection.
There's nothing like cool, crisp air of fall in North Georgia after a hot, humid summer. Conditioned Air Systems is here to get your HVAC system ready for the changing seasons. With regular maintenance that saves you money on your energy bill, and look no further for quick, reliable plumbing repairs or installation services. Conditioned Air Systems has been a trusted name in Northeast Georgia for over 45 years. Call us today at 1-800-AC-REPAIR.
WDUN Gainesville, WDUN-FM Clarksville, Gainesville. Always here, always local.
It's 7 o'clock.
An investigation into a member of Congress. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. A top federal housing official has recommended an investigation into California Democrat Eric Swalwell over allegations of mortgage fraud, claiming he may have made misleading statements about a home he owns in Washington, D.C.
We're told that a criminal referral was made to the Justice Department. This does not mean that he's facing any charges. It does not mean that he's under indictment, but this did come down after the last couple of hours. Now, Swalwell posted on social media that he's going to fight, he's not going to be intimidated, and he will move forward.
Fox's David Spontis as a judge heard arguments today as to whether the former interim U.S. attorney in Eastern Virginia had the authority to bring charges against former FBI Director James Comey.
An attorney for former FBI Director James Comey told the court the interim U.S. attorney Lindsay Halligan didn't have the authority to bring the case against Comey. She presented it, along with one against New York Attorney General Letitia James, to the grand jury and secured charges against them both. But Comey's attorney argued Halligan was capped at serving as interim U.S. attorney for 120 days, and that had expired, and that Attorney General Pam Bondi then appointing Halligan as a special attorney was not sufficient. The attorney for Letitia James, Abby Lowell, said when Halligan presented to the grand jury, she was a private person at that point, and that it'd be the same as Steve Bannon or Elon Musk getting an indictment.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. A ruling is expected before Thanksgiving. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth has announced a new operation in the Southern Hemisphere. He's calling Operation Southern Spear. Writing in a post on X, the mission defends our homeland from the drugs that are killing our people. Texas A&M University system regents have adopted a new policy requiring professors to get approval from the school's president to discuss some race and gender topics. The new policy will apply to all 12 schools in the system. America's listening to Fox News.
Always here, always local.
From the Access WDUN Hardy Chevrolet Newsroom, I'm William Daughtry. The woman arrested by the Georgia Bureau of Investigation in Oakwood for concealing the death of a child has now been charged with murder. The GBI said 36-year-old Jessica Moats of Gainesville faces charges of malice murder, felony murder, aggravated battery, and first-degree cruelty to children. Moats was originally arrested for concealing a death in connection with the death of a 4-year-old girl. Moats remains in the Hall County Detention Center. Habersham County Sheriff's Office has received 2 grants totaling just under $200,000 as part of the state's commitment to combat impaired driving. WDUN Steve Winslow has details.
Governor's Office of Highway Safety has awarded the Habersham County Sheriff's Office over $166,000 to their Highway Enforcement of Aggressive Traffic, or HEAT program, and an additional $32,000 to their funds for the county in recognition to the life-saving work as a coordinating agency for Northeast Traffic Enforcement Network. Habersham Sheriff's Office is one of 26 law enforcement agencies statewide to receive a HEAT grant for the fiscal year 2026 to achieve their goal for increased public traffic safety awareness and to further combat serious, life-threatening crashes.
A Gainesville restaurant is closing its doors before the end of this year. The owners of City Park Pizza announced Thursday morning that their last day of operation will be December 20th. The restaurant has been open for a year and is at the corner of Ronnie Green Parkway and Park Hill Drive near Gainesville's City Park Stadium. Bloom Enterprises of Georgia has received a donation from the Melvin Douglas and Victoria K. Ivester Foundation. WDUN's Hamilton Keener with details.
The Melvin Douglas and Victoria K. Ivester Foundation has donated $10,000 to Bloom Enterprises of Georgia. Bloom is a Hall County nonprofit organization dedicated to serving adults with different abilities. The donation will expand opportunities to provide financial support for families and represents an investment in enhancing the quality of life for associates through participation in Bloom's current enterprises, including the Midland Crew Day program, the Midland Ice Cream Social, and Community House Creations.
And the record 43-day federal government shutdown is over. President Trump signed a funding bill Wednesday night that was passed by the U.S. House and Senate. Georgia's congressional Democrats voted against the bill, which still does not include an extension for Affordable Care Act health care subsidies. There's more news at Access WDUN. Now here's your Access WDUN forecast.
Good Thursday afternoon, North Georgia. A mix of clouds and sunshine with highs in the upper 60s. Partly cloudy skies will give way to mostly clear skies overnight. Lows in the lower 40s by early Friday. From the Access WDUN Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Holly Strano.
It's 64 degrees in Tiger and Jasper and 67 in Gainesville. From North Georgia's News Talk, AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
There's nothing like cool, crisp air of fall in North Georgia after a hot, humid summer. Conditioned Air Systems is here to get your HVAC system ready for the changing seasons. With regular maintenance that saves you money on your energy bill, and look no further for quick, reliable plumbing repairs or installation services. Conditioned Air Systems has been a trusted name in Northeast Georgia for over 45 years. Call us today at 1-800-AC-REPAIR.
Have you ever noticed how easy it is to make faith a Sunday thing? You go to church, you check a box, and then you slip back into regular life by Monday morning. Now, many have tried that, but spoiler alert, it just doesn't work. Jesus never invited people to a one-day-a-week kind of faith. He called people into a whole new way of living. He even said, "I have come that they may have life and have it in abundance." For me, that hits hardest on Mondays. I used to roll out of bed dreading the week ahead, already counting the days until Friday. But faith gave me a new anchor. Monday stop being the enemy of the weekend and begin feeling like another chance to live life with purpose. Faith isn't just for Sundays, it's for the everyday grind too. So here's the question. Where will you let Jesus show up in your ordinary this week? My name is Jamie Prickett, and I'm the pastor of Gainesville First United Methodist Church. To learn more about us, visit gfumc.com, and I invite you to join us as we build bridges to Jesus in our community.
The marching band has cleared the field, and it's time for the second half of the Pick'em Show, presented by M&R Equipment Rental and Sales. Fresh from getting chewed out by the coach and taking their seats in the Northeast Georgia Health System studio, it's Bo, Caleb, Jeff, and Walker on AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN, and on YouTube and Access WDUN Sports. Always here, always local.
Hour number 2 of the first round playoff edition of the Pick'em Show. No Bo Wilson, not in person with us anyway. We do have his picks lined up. But Caleb Hutchins, Jeff Hart, Walker McCreary here with you until 8 o'clock. We're going to be picking games coming up here in just a little while, so stick around for that. By the way, question of the day, what SEC team do you think will finish ranked the highest at the end of the final college football playoff poll? That's after the conference championship week. You can call or text us at 770-535-2911. We've got Jason on the phone line right now in Gainesville. Jason, how are you doing tonight?
Hey, Caleb, how you doing?
Doing well.
Caleb, how do you think North Hall will do in the state playoffs?
I think North Hall's got a good draw, Jason. Guys, we can talk about this real quick. They got a Mount Zion team. We're going to have that game on FM 102.9 tomorrow. Feel pretty good about that one. I actually think their quarterfinal draw potentially pretty favorable. The only thing I think that stands between them and the semifinals may be a matchup with LaGrange in round 2, Walker, but other than that, feel pretty good about the draw for the Trojans.
Yeah, kind of the same deal as Rabun County, right? You're looking at that second round game, assuming that North Hall and Rabun can get past the first one. LaGrange, kind of the question mark. What kind of LaGrange team is there? We know they're not the team that they have been in the past, as we mentioned last week. So if North Hall can get there, kind of really becomes a question of who do you play in the quarterfinals. It'll be at the Brickyard, and then semifinal game will be at the Brickyard as well, potentially against Calhoun, Jeff, or maybe Sandy Creek.
Honestly, I love their draw to get at least to the semifinals. I don't see it. You guys are talking about LaGrange. I honestly don't see that. I really don't know that I see a team. If they, look, they're going to score. I mean, they're going to give up some points, but they're going to score. And I don't see anybody on that part of the bracket until you get to Calhoun or Sandy Creek that could keep up with them. I'm not too worried about it. I really think North Hall, it's almost theirs to mess up to get to the semifinals.
Reminder of our games on our airwaves tomorrow, AM 550, Flowery Branch, Ware County, FM 102.9, North Hall, Mount Zion of Jonesboro, and then 94.5 FM, the Lake Gainesville and Dunwoody.
I want to go back to our question of the day because I've had a little chance to think about it. It's my own question. I'm actually going to go back and say the Dogs, and here's why.
Mississippi State?
No. No. Here's why. Georgia beats Texas, okay? Texas beats Texas A&M. I feel like the Alabama-Auburn game, and even if Alabama gets to that, if whoever they play in the SEC championship game, if it's Georgia, if it's somebody else, and they lose, I think Georgia ends up ahead of all of them if that scenario plays out.
Well, here's the thing. Georgia is in a good position because I think the position now for Georgia is as long as they win, as long as they split the Texas and Georgia Tech games, win one of them, doesn't really matter, I don't think, which one.
Now, they need to beat Texas because if Texas beats Texas A&M, that's how they
Well, I'm just saying to get in the playoffs, though, they only need to win one of those two.
Well, the question was which team is higher, not who gets in the playoffs.
I understand.
So I had a little chance to rethink that. That's my official answer.
Let's shift gears here, and let's talk a little region realignment because we talked a lot about the reclassification stuff last week. This week was the GHSA putting out their proposed region alignments for 2026 through 2028. We have them now. Now, teams have a chance to appeal after this week, but we've got an early look at what they look like. I think we got some graphics to put on the screen here in a second. Walker, I know you've been following this intensively, so I'm going to kind of let you take the lead on this and kind of walk us through where our area teams are, and then we can talk about who may appeal and what these regions are going to look like.
So let's start in Class 2A. Of course, Class 1A, Towns County in their region, kind of all by themselves. We don't know if they'll play a region schedule or not in football. Of course, we're just going to talk football here, but they are in their own region with Greene County, Washington, Welts, etc. 8-2A, Athens Academy, Banks, Commerce, Oglethorpe, Prince Avenue Christian, Raven. Kind of expected that. We knew Commerce, Raven, and Banks were going to be in the same region. Only real surprise, if you call it one, is that Providence Christian got lumped in there as well, but those three stay the same. Go to 3A, and this is where it kind of becomes interesting, guys, and I want your opinions here. Lumpkin and Union get put in going east with Stevens, Hart, Franklin, Elbert, and then Hebron Christian gets thrown in there. We talked a little bit on our text thread, and I'll leave it to Caleb or Jeff, whoever wants to go here. Lumpkin maybe trying to go west, some new developments.
Go west, young man.
Going west over to Rockmart region and 7-3A. Union has already played in that region, guys. So do Lumpkin and Union win an appeal there? Don't know, but that kind of throws a little wrinkle in what we may have thought was happening in 3A.
It depends, I think, a lot, and I know you guys have been talking about this too. You and Bo had a great stream on this, by the way, talking about this in great detail earlier in the week. I think a lot depends on what happens with the rest of the classification. Like, if Lumpkin and Union are petitioning to move west and nobody is trying to get into 8-3A to replace them, I don't think they win that appeal, because that would only leave, 5 teams in that region, and I don't think the GHSA is going to do that.
Weren't able to move, 5 teams.
But if you've got Wesleyan or somebody else who's trying to move into 8-3A, then that could maybe make the GHSA say, okay, from a math standpoint, this works out. We'll give you guys all your appeals and let you move over.
I'm not so sure that they lose that. Let's take Union. I mean, how long is it going to how far of a ride from Union over to Stevens and Franklin and Hart? Because there's really – it's such a long drive across the mountains to get over there. You have to almost come down this way to make your way over there. I don't know. From a travel standpoint, Union being on that side actually made a little more sense, and Lumpkin is not that far from some of those others. I'm not so sure they lose the appeals. Now, with that being said, again, who does go into 8-3A?
I also think it's worth wondering if the GHSA treats Lumpkin and Union as a package deal. Like, is there a world where they send Union west and leave Lumpkin east? I don't know. That could be a possibility. Well, just because we're starting to run low on time, Walker, let's move up to 4A. Let's talk 4A, because the Hall County schools, there are a lot of them in 4A that got split up again. Let's start in Region 8.
Yeah, 8-4A, Cherokee Bluff, East Hall, and West Hall get lumped in with East Jackson, another team in our area, Monroe area, Oconee County, and then Houston will get thrown in there in 8-4A. And, Brian, we can move to the next screen for those on our YouTube feed. You go to 6-4A. That's where you start to see a lot of teams from our area. You've got Chestatee, Dawson, North Hall, and White County with Pickens and Gilmer. Again, it kind of split by maybe the Lake Lanier 985 corridor there, guys. And we thought we might get the all-Hall County region, but unfortunately ended up getting split.
Now, Walker, is there any chance that Lumpkin might say, hey, we'll play up into 6-4A? Do you
can't do that now? The classifications are now set after the meeting on Monday.
Gotcha.
Down at the GHSA. So everybody's stuck in their classification. It's a matter of what region they're going to play in.
And all the schools in Region 6 are singing the praises of the GHSA for not putting GAC in their region for the 8 millionth time.
Yes.
And that's the question here is, does GAC opt out of Region 5? We talked about that on our stream on Monday, and go up towards 6 or maybe even over toward 8. That'll be something to watch. 8-5A has Flowery Branch, Johnson, and East Forsyth. Of course, Flowery Branch and Johnson both appealed and did not win their appeal, so they are stuck in 5A. They're lumped with Jefferson, Madison, North Oconee, and Winder Barrow. We thought maybe East Forsyth would go to a different region. We now think they're going to stay in this region, and that becomes a really fun region with Flowery Branch, Jefferson, Madison, North Oconee, Winder Barrow, Johnson. Do they play a region schedule in football? In soccer, it's going to be a lot of fun.
That will be a very fun soccer region, and dear Lord, in football, Jefferson and North Oconee in the same region. I mean, that's half the playoffs taken. I mean, you're playing for third there.
It's kind of a stacked football region,
Jeez.
right? Because you've got Jefferson and North Oconee, both powerhouses. By the way, Flowery Branch, East Forsyth, Madison County, not bad at all. And Winder Barrow can have a good team here and there. So that's kind of a stacked football region. I'd be very surprised, honestly, if we do see Johnson play a region schedule,
It could be
given
a fun,
that region.
Could be a fun baseball region, too.
Let's go to 6A now, Walker.
Yeah, so 6A will start in 8-6A, I believe, was on that graphic. 8-6A. That's Habersham Central, Jackson County getting lumped in with Clark Central, Cedar Shoals, Appalachia, Loganville, and Walnut Grove. The GHSA taking Gainesville out of that region, not necessarily a surprise as we flipped to 7-6A. Brian, it was was Gainesville going to go to 8 or 7 and stay with Milton and Roswell? Right now, Gainesville's staying with Milton and Roswell, and we're hearing that Gainesville likely to stay in that region and compete against Milton and Roswell for a third and fourth straight year.
Yeah, and the teams that they added to that region, if you're Gainesville, don't really concern me. Who got added there? Alpharetta, who was bad in the Forsyth County region this past year.
3 points.
I don't know anything about Riverwood, but
Not
I
very
also
good. Not very good.
Not great. So I don't. Mountain View's not good right now. So I don't feel like anybody got added to that mix there that really worries me. If I'm Gainesville, it still just kind of feels like Gainesville, or Gainesville, Milton, and Roswell.
Right. 8-6A. I mean, if I'm looking at this from a football standpoint, Jackson County looks like that they're. I mean, that's the team to beat.
And Riverwood, the question is, are they going to appeal and move west? We kind of think they will. They're kind of on an island down there inside the perimeter. Caleb, I don't know if we want to talk 7A now or after the break.
Let's go ahead and wrap it up.
So Forsyth County region 6-7A, the normal suspects we expected there, North Forsyth going to that region. What was surprising from a geographic standpoint, and I wish I could pull up the map, but go to the stream that we had on Wednesday. You can see the map of 7A. Buford going to Central Gwinnett, Collins Hill, Decula, Discovery, Mill Creek, and Seconder. How North Gwinnett gets away from Buford yet again in region play is shocking when you take a look at the geographics of where some of these schools are. Region 4 in 7A, completely spread out with 3 regions intersecting in the middle of it.
Well, my understanding is there's a lot in play to not put North Gwinnett and Buford in a region. They like North Gwinnett with Peachtree Ridge and Norcross and Duluth. I mean, they're just as close to some of those schools as they are to Buford. So I think that's part. If they put North Gwinnett up there, it's going to diminish the number of teams that they have in that southern Gwinnett part of, or the southeastern or southwestern part of Gwinnett.
So all those regions, like Caleb said, proposed at this point. Teams have until noon on Sunday to appeal their region placement. There will be another meeting in Thomaston on Monday starting at 9:30 where all the appeals will be heard, and we will have official regions coming out of that meeting Monday afternoon.
I think a lot of it has to do with the folks at North Gwinnett don't want to play Buford. I'll just say it point blank. I don't think they want to be in the region with them.
Wow, just called out an entire community right there on the radio.
I'm not calling out a community. I'm calling out administrators. I don't care. It's not a community. I'm not just calling out the adults in charge. It's 7:19. We roll along here. We've got more to come on the Pick'em Show. Here with you till 8 o'clock, talking first-round playoff action coming up next on WDUN.
Great Chevy vehicles and excellent customer service. Those were the cornerstones that Charles and Jeanette Hardy built Hardy Chevrolet on in 1982, and that hasn't changed. This is Mike Cormier inviting you to Hardy Chevrolet. Come see how enjoyable car shopping can be. From our sales team to our service department, we're all about customer service. Like Charles Hardy always said, we love you and we need you. Together, let's drive. At Hardy Chevrolet, Browns Bridge Road in Gainesville, online at hardychevrolet.com.
Medicare annual enrollment is underway, now through December 7th, which means it's time to visit the CHI agency in Gainesville and Cleveland. There's no one-size-fits-all when it comes to Medicare. Myself, Chelsea Hogan, and Laura Chastain have teamed up to make sure you get the right Medicare coverage that's right for you. To find out more and set up your appointment, visit thechiagency.com. That's thechiagency.com. Or come see us behind Burger King in Cleveland or in the Rubicon Building in Gainesville.
This Week in High School Sports brought to you by Body Armor Sports Drink. I'm Matt Stewart.
The GHSA state playoffs start this week with 248 teams battling through 4 postseason weeks, leading up to the 8 football state championship games December 15th through 17th at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. There will also be 5 flag football state finals at MBS. The top first-round games to watch this week: 6A, Colquitt County travels north to play at Mill Creek. You can see that on GPB Sports Football Fridays in Georgia. In 5A, Sprayberry hosts Lee County. In 4A, Blessed Trinity plays at Stockbridge. In 3A, LaGrange entertains North Clayton. In 2A, Franklin County will be at Callaway. In 1A D1, Rabun County at home versus Jasper County. In 1A D2, Wilcox County plays at 3-time defending state champion Bowden. Ready to rewrite your sports drink routine? Choose Body Armor Sports Drink with electrolytes, coconut water, and no artificial dyes, flavors, or sweeteners. Load up on Body Armor Sports Drink today and all season long, available at your local Kroger.
I'm willing to wager that when you cook, you don't skimp on quality. At Loretta's Country Kitchen, we don't either. This is Grant Nichols at Loretta's, where we use only the best ingredients, including Springer Mountain chicken tenders, canned sauces, Hormel bacon, and Jimmy Dean sausage. It's also why we make our biscuits from scratch every day. We don't compromise on quality, and neither should you. Enjoy breakfast, lunch, and dinner with us, and bring your friends. Loretta's Country Kitchen, Monday Mill Road, Oakwood, where it's all good.
It's your weekly dose of good information and bad guesses. It's the Pick'em Show, presented by M&R Equipment Rental and Sales on AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN, and on YouTube at Access WDUN Sports.
We could do a whole 2-hour show just on region realignment. We could do a whole
We already did one.
We could do a whole 2-hour show just on college football playoff scenarios for various teams.
We haven't done that one.
But instead, we are going to do a 2-hour show talking high school football. Caleb Hutchins, Jeff Hart, Walker McCreary here with you. So, guys, let's get back into some games here. We've touched on this game ad nauseum, but we haven't really dived into it. Let's talk Flowery Branch hosting Ware County. Going to have it for you on AM 550 coming up tomorrow night, Walker. I mentioned earlier, by the power ratings and the media polls and all those sorts of things, looks like a pretty even matchup on paper. But Ware County, I do think, from a pretty tough region, we know that this is a team traditionally that has a lot of size coming out of South Georgia. It's going to be interesting to see how the Falcons measure up in this one.
Yeah, I mean, you look at how their schedules lined up. According to Georgia High School Football Daily, Ware County had the 15th hardest schedule in Class 4A. Flowery Branch, 13th hardest schedule in Class 4A. So you look at it on paper, pretty even on paper. The question really becomes, Jeff, can Brett Sturm and company move the football on a Ware County defense that has not allowed a whole lot all year?
Well, they have. They moved the ball in the first half really well against North Oconee. They did not move the ball so well in the second half. They had some special teams issues. So I think that there's the potential there, absolutely. Look, how good is this Ware County team? They led both Benedictine and Warner Robins in the fourth quarter. 2 late scores to lose both of those games, or they would have won that region. Ware County is the real deal. This is a very, very difficult first-round game.
When I look at go ahead, Walker, you had something?
Can I have a stat of the show?
Go ahead.
Sure, Walker. Let's get a Walker McCreary stat of the show.
I don't have a little liner like Jeff. I'm not as cool as him. But Ware County's won its first-round game each of the last 18 seasons.
Wow.
I mean, that is a streak.
So here's my thing for Flowery Branch.
I've got that in the notes coming up tomorrow on Access WDUN and Friday Game Night.
Here's my opinion on this for Flowery Branch, because to me, I look at 2 games they've played this year against Eastside and against North Oconee. They have both of those at home. This one will be at home too. They beat Eastside and they took North Oconee to the wire using pretty similar formulas, which were in both games they played really good defense. They did not give up a whole lot. They got run on a little bit, but they bent but didn't break. They didn't give up a lot of points, and they forced some turnovers in both of those games. I think they're going to have to do that again. They didn't just move up and down the field on either team, but they hit a few balls over the top to get them in the end zone, Trey Shields in particular.
Yeah.
I think they're going to have to hit a few on those again. And then in both of those games against Eastside and North Oconee, it ended up coming down to special teams. They get the big, crazy special teams pick 6 on a botched punt thing by Eastside at the end that ended up being the difference in the game. they had a blocked punt by North Oconee against them
for a touchdown.
Ended up deciding that game.
Right.
So to me, can you bend but don't break on defense? Can you hit a few balls over the top to Trey Shields on offense? And then the other factor, can you win whatever the crazy special teams thing is, can you win that? That to me is the path for Flowery Branch in this game.
It's been a winning path, and I do think they can. I mean, when you show that you can do that against the defending state champs, which they did against North Oconee, I think they can do this against Ware County. I would love to see them use Resinella a little more, the tight end. I think that there could be some plays to be made there. You got Robinson, the other side on the receiver, and Griffin Harper. We hadn't even mentioned his name. I mean, you can use him in all variety of weapons in that offense. So I think if they can get an early score or two, get a quick stop somewhere, and kind of show Ware, hey, the pressure's going to be on you. I like Branch's chances in this game, particularly at home, but you cannot have a block punt for a touchdown. You can't fumble.
You may have to create one of
You're
those
gonna have
positively.
to, right. I mean, this is a Ware County team that I would look at them, at quarterfinal, like almost coming into this quarterfinal for sure, possible semifinal team, and with some breaks could get to the finals. That's how good this Ware County team is.
Very, 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 very good matchup coming up tomorrow down in Flowery Branch, and we are going to have that one for you on AM 550 WDUM. So we got a text in on the question of the day at 770-535-2911. The question of the day was, what SEC team do you think will finish ranked highest? And this texter texted in and said Oklahoma.
Interesting.
Oklahoma goes to Alabama.
Okay, right.
So the path is win that one.
Yep.
And then win out from there down the stretch. Remember, they already got a win over Tennessee.
They lost to Texas, though.
They lost to Texas, and they did lose to Ole Miss. But if they beat Alabama, maybe somehow you end up at a path that maybe you could get to the SEC title game.
I was about to say, do they have a path to Atlanta?
They may not, because the problem is A&M's undefeated. That messes with that a little bit.
Yeah, look, bold. That's a bold pick.
I think Oklahoma can get in the playoffs if they beat Alabama. I don't know if they can finish as the highest ranked SEC team at the end of it all.
If they have any chance to get in, they're going to have to beat Alabama, but Mateer, their quarterback, not playing very well.
Right at the horn. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? We got a half hour to go, and we are about to start making some picks here on the Pick'em Show. It is going to be time to get into our game picks here coming up in just a little bit. Stick around with us. Caleb Hutchins, Jeff Hart, Walker McCreary, first round state playoff edition of the High School Football Pick'em Show on AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN, and streaming on Access WDUN Sports YouTube and Facebook.
At M&R Rental and Equipment, we're not just about renting out top-notch tools and machinery. We're also your trusted partner for all your equipment maintenance needs. From small power tools to large heavy-duty machinery, our team of certified professionals are trained to keep them in peak condition. And with our affordable maintenance packages, you can focus on what you do best: creating, building, and achieving. Visit mnrrental.com for more information. M&R Rental and Equipment, building your projects, supporting your success.
Need a dumpster fast? Need a mobile storage unit or office for your job site? American has you covered. From small home cleanouts to large commercial jobs to industrial waste management, American offers roll-off dumpsters in all sizes. They also offer recycling dumpsters that can actually pay you money. American is committed to providing unmatched customer service at a competitive price with same-day service for most deliveries and pickups. American, let us show you service. Call 678-696-5131 or visit ameri-canga.net.
Friday game night moves into the playoffs on AM 550 as Flowery Branch hosts Ware County. On FM 102.9, North Hall hosts Mount Zion. And on 94.5 FM, Gainesville hosts Dunwoody. Playoff coverage begins at 6 with the Prep Tailgate Show on North Georgia's home of Friday game night. WDUN Gainesville, WDUN FM Clarksville, Gainesville. Always here, always local.
It's 7:30.
Fox News, I'm Carmen Roberts. The U.S. government slowly coming back to life after the 43-day shutdown that snarled air traffic, cut food assistance, and forced more than 1 million workers to go without pay. Among them, TSA agents, who will now get a $10,000 bonus.
They went above and beyond. They helped individuals. They served extra shifts. They helped with transportation of people getting back and forth to work.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem talking about those workers who continued without pay. An emotional hearing in California where survivors of the Palisades fire are waiting to rebuild. Reality star Spencer Pratt spoke.
By the grace of God, my family survived, but 12 of the Palisades family were killed in the fire.
America's listening to Fox News.
Always here, always local.
From the Access WDUN Hardy Chevrolet Newsroom, I'm William Daughtry. The woman arrested by the GBI in Oakwood for concealing the death of a child has now been charged with murder. The GBI said 36-year-old Jessica Moats of Gainesville faces charges of malice murder, felony murder, aggravated battery, and first-degree cruelty to children. Moats was originally arrested for concealing a death in connection with the death of a 4-year-old girl. Moats remains in the Hall County Detention Center. Habersham County Sheriff's Office has received 2 grants totaling just under $200,000 as part of the state's commitment to combat impaired driving. WDUN Steve Winslow has details.
Governor's Office of Highway Safety has awarded the Habersham County Sheriff's Office over $166,000 to their Highway Enforcement of Aggressive Traffic, or HEAT program, and an additional $32,000 to their funds for the county in recognition to the life-saving work as a coordinating agency for Northeast Traffic Enforcement Network. Habersham Sheriff's Office is one of 26 law enforcement agencies statewide to receive a HEAT grant for the fiscal year 2026.
And Bloom Enterprises of Georgia has received $10,000 from the Melvin Douglas and Victoria K. Ivester Foundation. Bloom is a Hall County nonprofit organization dedicated to serving adults with different abilities. There's more news at Access WDUN. Now here's your Access WDUN forecast.
Good Thursday afternoon, North Georgia. A mix of clouds and sunshine with highs in the upper 60s. Partly cloudy skies will give way to mostly clear skies overnight. Lows in the lower 40s by early Friday. From the Access WDUN Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Holly Strano.
It's 67 degrees in Flowery Branch, 65 in Cornelia, and 66 in Gainesville. From North Georgia's News Talk, AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
David, I can't believe you just called that nice man an egghead.
Are you kidding? That's the biggest compliment I could give him. Any green egg user loves to be known as an egghead.
Then Autry's Ace is the place for eggheads.
Absolutely. Eggheads love our great selection of Big Green eggs, tables, and accessories. The Big Green Egg is the highest quality, most versatile, and simplest to use ceramic smoker you'll ever own.
Sounds like it's time to get egging.
Come by Autry's Ace Hardware today, Thompson Bridge Road in Gainesville, your hometown hardware store.
There's nothing like cool, crisp air of fall in North Georgia after a hot, humid summer. Conditioned Air Systems is here to get your HVAC system ready for the changing seasons. With regular maintenance that saves you money on your energy bill, and look no further for quick, reliable plumbing repairs or installation services. Conditioned Air Systems has been a trusted name in Northeast Georgia for over 45 years. Call us today at 1-800-AC-REPAIR.
The guys on the gridiron wouldn't think of showing up on game day in a dirty uniform, so why show up in a dirty car? Prep for the game at Extreme Clean Auto Spa and play defense against paint damage with their ceramic glaze products. Extreme Clean also has vacuums to keep the inside looking great too. With a monthly membership, you can wash once a day, every day. Be game day ready with veteran-owned Extreme Clean Auto Spa on White Sulphur Road or use their touchless system on Brownsbridge Road. Doesn't your car deserve the best?
Want to see what 4 guys talking football in a tiny room look like? Head to Access WDUN Sports on YouTube. It's the Pick'em Show, presented by M&R Equipment Rental and Sales on AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
2 guys in a tiny room and 1 guy in a computer computer screen next to us.
This is a tiny room. We used to be in a tiny room.
We used to be in a really
tiny
room. We started
room.
this show. We used to have to open the door
Shoulder
because
to shoulder. Do you remember when it was us four that tried to fit there for the season opener a couple years ago?
Yes.
We had to really get tight in that room.
Yeah.
we had to get tight in there. And then also when we first started, the room we first started the show in, we'd have to open the door about every we'd have to take a break midway through the show because it would get steaming hot in that room. You couldn't breathe.
Seth had movie lights.
Yeah,
movie
had these big
lighting
giant
on it.
lights in our face,
Yeah.
and we're just cooking alive in there. Much more comfortable here in the Northeast Georgia Health System studios.
Absolutely.
Hey, it is, as we now get into the final half hour of the show, high school football playoffs getting ready to start tomorrow. I don't think, guys, I know there were some teams playing Saturday, but I don't believe there were any Thursday playoff games in the state this
Correct.
week, were there?
No Thursday games.
I didn't see any.
Good. Play them on Friday like God intended. Now,
So on the 7B day, he created high school football on
yes,
Friday.
That's correct.
Okay.
I believe that's in the New English version or something. But at any rate, we're going to get to the picks here in a second. Now, unfortunately, our guest picker not able to make it for today's edition of the show, but we are going to get that guest picker's picks in, and it's kind of a big deal because we are going to do a guest picker playoff through the playoffs. We had Walker, why don't you kind of describe the situation because you've been keeping up with the pick'em standings. So why don't you kind of describe the situation?
First, let's tee up our rapid fire picks.
All right, let's do
12 games, 10 to 15 seconds. No time to think, just pick and defend it. Quick takes, bold calls, and zero hesitation. Yeah, that means you, Jeff. What you got, fellas? It's pick'em time, rapid fire style.
He's already had one shot clock violation
10
today.
seconds just is not enough. I'm sorry.
So we had a three-way tie atop the guest picker leaderboard. Daniel McCreary, Joe Dix, and Sean Conley all finishing at 10-2 on the season. So Caleb came up with this great idea. Since we're in the playoffs, let's have a playoff between.
I'm putting my money on Joe Dix. I'm already I'm putting money on Joe Dix.
So here's what's going to happen over the next 3 weeks. We'll have 12 games to pick each week. We'll have each one of them either give their picks like we do this week with Daniel's picks. So again, Daniel unable to join us here tonight. Had prior engagements, but we'll have Sean Conley, Joe Dix provide their picks for the next 2 rounds. Top 2 will make it to what we're going to dub the finals, and they'll pick against each other in the semifinals. And hopefully, if we get a team to the finals, they'll pick the championship games across the state as well.
No, but the guest picker this week, does he have easier or harder picks compared to next week's guest picker? Is this really a fair fight?
Well, what we're going to do is
they all pick different weeks anyway, so it's
that
I
is
don't
true.
know if Joe's week was easier or harder than anybody else's in the regular season.
we do have to keep an even count on the games to be able to do this. So I do think there might be something to be said for more difficult for Coach Conley and Coach Dix because we're going to have to backfill the count with some non-local games in the second and third round. So that could make things maybe a bit more tricky. But
a reminder, Daniel was week 3 and Joe was week 4, so we were still trying to figure things out about teams too early on in the season.
That's true too. That's true too.
I think it's going to even itself out when it's all said and done because we've all watched 12 weeks of high school football up to this point, and that'll be 2 and 3 more for whoever picks last.
So Walker, before we get to the picks, last bit of desk work here. Let's get the recap of the regular season standings, please.
Yeah, you go ahead and say it, Caleb. Go ahead. I know that's what you want me to say, so I'll let you have it.
I have won for the second year in a row, regular season champ for back-to-back years.
109 wins for Caleb. I had 108
Hey, we have
wins.
applause.
Hey, there we go. I had 108 wins finishing in second.
Look, I finished in last, 6 behind, so it's not like you dominated anything.
Very competitive, which makes the win that much sweeter.
So we clear the standings for the playoffs. Of course, Bo not here. He sent in his picks. Daniel not here. He sent in his picks. The order is going to be Caleb, then myself, then Jeff, then I'll give Bo and Daniel's picks. Let's start in Class 6A. Richmond Hill traveling up to Buford, Caleb.
It would be a tough first-round matchup for most teams. Buford is not most teams. The Wolves are going to roll at home.
Give me Buford.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry. I went out of order. Already.
Can we
is that a shot clock
violation?
Is that a shot clock violation?
That's even better. That's even better.
Can we also have to clip that voice crack because that was perfect. It's incredible.
I'm going to take Buford as well. I think the Wolves roll at home. North Forsyth got into the playoffs by North Atlanta losing and the Raiders winning in their regular season finale. Congratulations, you've got Carrollton.
Yeah. By the way, did we get Bo's pick on that last one?
Yeah, Bo and Daniel both picked Buford.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So this is going to be Carrollton big. Sorry, Raiders.
Yeah, I'm going to take Carrollton as well, playing at home. The Trojans very good in that stadium.
Yeah, give me Carrollton.
It'd be good in a field, like just in a cornfield somewhere.
Bo and Daniel both taking Carrollton as well. Let's go to Class 5A, Gainesville. Big Red, 3 weeks off. They play host to Dunwoody, potential trap game.
No trap here. Red Elephants roll at home in this one.
I don't know about the word roll in that one. 3 weeks, a lot of rust. Could be a sluggish start. I still think Big Red's got enough.
And Gainesville will win. Maybe there is a sluggish start. They've shown they do slow starts every now and then.
Bo and Daniel both taking Big Red as well at City Park. Jackson County, fresh off their first region championship in school history. Glenn Academy, long road trip up from Brunswick.
Panthers have never won a state playoff game in their history. That will change tomorrow night. Panthers win big.
Yeah, give me the Panthers at home. That is going to be a raucous crowd in Houston.
Well, let's hope so. I'm going to take the Panthers.
Bo and Daniel both taking Jackson County, so we're all 4 for 4 on the home team. Let's see if we can make it 5 for 5, staying in Class 5A. Habersham Central and Mount Airy, they play host to Statesboro.
This is a tough one to pick, but I'm going to go with the Raiders at home. I don't think they're going to go out on the note that they ended the regular season and getting trounced at Jackson County. I think this team puts out one more winning effort before this season comes to an end for them.
Yeah, I'm going to take Habersham Central as well. I think that the Raiders and Donnie Warren, the big difference in this one.
They are a very different team at home compared on the road, and they have Donnie Warren, and they have Paris Wilbanks. I think it's very close, but give me the Raiders.
Daniel and Bo both taking Statesboro to pull off the upset in that one. Let's go to Class 4A. Benedictine playing host to East Forsyth as the Broncos get in the playoffs yet again.
Yeah, this is going to be Benedictine.
Yeah, I think Benedictine at home is pretty good. I know Raven beat them down there earlier this year, but that was a close game.
That's Raven Gap, by the way, not
It's Raven Gap, excuse me, Raven Gap, yeah.
That's loaded. Boy, I would like to see East Forsyth get their first playoff win, but I don't think it's going to happen at Benedictine. So give me the Cadets.
The Cadets also picked by Bo and Daniel. Let's skip ahead a little bit, leave some of the bigger matchups for the last segment. Let's go to the Brickyard in Class 3A. North Hall playing host to Mount Zion of Jonesboro.
Trojans, and they're going to put up a lot of points in this one, I think.
Yeah, I think that even though still not 100% healthy, Ty Kemp maybe out until the quarterfinals, but maybe Mason McGill back. Give me North Hall to win this one.
Yeah, I saw some sort of stat. Mount Zion hadn't had a winning season in like almost 20 years. North Hall rolls in this.
2 more picks here in this segment of Rapid Fire Picks. Staying in Class 3A, 6th seeded and defending state champion Calhoun plays host to Lumpkin County. Indians 20-point underdogs.
I would love to take the upset here. I do think Lumpkin has a puncher's chance. I can't do it, though. I'm going to take the Yellow Jackets out in Calhoun.
I think that the running game of Lumpkin County is going to cause Calhoun fits. I just don't know if Lumpkin's defense can stop the Calhoun offense. Lumpkin covers, keeps it close. Yellow Jackets win.
Walker, you had my assessment exactly. I think they have a chance if they can get some turnovers. No turnovers on their own, and Matthews goes for 300. Maybe they can get 1, maybe 2, but they can't get all 3. Give me Calhoun.
Daniel and Bo, by the way, both picking North Hall and both picking Calhoun in this one. Last one of the segment, it's top-seeded Jefferson playing host to Doherty.
Yeah, this is going to be all Jefferson. Doherty, I don't know if Doherty's going to score in this one.
Jefferson's defense is going to be good enough to get them through this game, even if the offense is sluggish off the bye. Give me Jefferson.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Caleb. I'm not sure how many points they'll score, if any. Give me the Dragons.
Bo and Daniel both taking the Dragons as well.
Well, there you go. That's the first round of picks. We have got a lot of same picks in that one. Very few differences, but I think we're going to get some more splitting coming up here in the next, because we've got some very interesting games left to pick here as we get ready for the first round of the high school football state playoff. Stay tuned. Final segment coming up. Caleb Hutchins, Jeff Hart, Walker McCreary here with you on AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
We celebrate our veterans. Join me on Travel with Anita and Friends for a long list of places to visit and learn about the men and women who served our country well. I share the details Saturday from 1 to 2 here on WDUN. Always here, always local.
So it's time to replace your roof. You've seen your neighbor's metal roof and wondered if that's for you. The answer is yes, thanks to Dawsonville Metal Products. Metal roofing from Dawsonville Metal gives you the maximum choices for making your roof look and function its best. It can be installed over your existing roof and can boost your home's value. Let Justin Odom show you the many benefits of metal roofing. Call Dawsonville Metal Products at 706-265-3099 and visit them online at dawsonvillemetal.com.
Whether it's on the football field or planning for retirement, it's important to have the right team around you to succeed. I'm Alex Schliman, quarterback for the North Hall Trojans. While I'm out throwing touchdowns, my family is assisting clients with their financial planning needs. Are you looking to retire soon? Receiving an inheritance? Selling a business? Or simply have questions about the market? The team at Sullivan & Schliman Wealth Management is here to help. Reach out to us to make sure you and your family are surrounded by a winning team. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member FINRA and SIPC.
Are you a veteran? Was your spouse a veteran? The VA might have some money for you. Hi, I'm Haley Brock, one of the attorneys at Kimbrough Law. The VA pension aid and attendance benefit can pay more than $32,000 a year. That's every year, tax-free. Most people have no idea that the VA pension aid and attendance benefit even exists. As a result, millions of veterans are missing out on extra money each month. I don't want you to be one of them. And it's not just that veterans don't know about this benefit. There are misconceptions about VA benefits that could be keeping you from getting money you've earned, money you deserve. If you're over 65 and you were in the service during a wartime period, or if you're married to someone who served during a wartime period, call Kimbrough Law. We will see if you qualify, and if you do, we'll help you apply. For more information, call 706-850-6910 or go to kimbroughlaw.net. That's 706-850-6910 or kimbrohlaw.net.
Hi, folks. Matt Hayes here from Hayes of Baldwin. If you're in the market for a new car, truck, or SUV, take a short drive and come see what North Georgia has to offer. We have 8 brands in one location. A great selection of pre-owned and manufacturer-certified pre-owned vehicles. But that's not all. With 2 large service departments to take care of all your automotive needs, from maintenance, repairs, or just tires and checkups. Hayes offers friendly staff and excellent customer service. With over 50 years of a family-owned and operated business in North Georgia, come see what Hayes has to offer you. Hayes of Baldwin, just 3 miles north of Hall County on Highway 365.
Always here, always local.
From the Access WDUN Hardy Chevrolet newsroom, a man is facing nearly 50 total charges after leading police on a chase through Gwinnett County. Details at Access WDUN and coming up on North Georgia's News Talk.
Streaming online at accesswdun.com. Video streaming on YouTube at Access WDUN Sports. And on air at AM 550 and FM 102.9. It's the Pick'em Show on North Georgia's News Talk.
Back here with you for the final segment of the Pick'em Show, first round playoff edition. It is win or go home time for our area teams. How many will move on? We will find out tomorrow night. 3 games on our airways. AM 550, Flowery Branch hosting Ware County. FM 102.9, North Hall hosting Mount Zion of Jonesboro. 94.5 FM, the Lake Gainesville hosting Dunwoody. And a few of those games are going to be on the picks here coming up in just a second. So, Walker, I will tee it up to you. Let's get to our final picks of the night.
Yeah, we got 4 games left to pick, guys, and we'll start in Class 1A. We talked to Rabun County head coach Rance Gillespie a little bit earlier on. The Wildcats play host to Dodge County as Rabun County kind of snuck in, Caleb, to a home playoff game after the private school's taken out.
Yeah, I like Rabun County's offense a lot. I just am wondering, are they going to be able to get the stops they need? And I got to be honest with you, I didn't love the report from Rance Gillespie hearing about that size on the Dodge County defensive front. Give me, what is Dodge County's mascot?
Indians.
They're the Indians. I'll take the Indians in this one.
Wow, interesting. What I do like about Rabun County, though, is their ability to get outside of the tackles. And those two big boys inside, those were the tackles. So they're going to be in A gap and B gap for Dodge County. I like that Rabun County can get outside by virtue of quick screens, by virtue of tosses to Reed Giles, Lake Evans. Give me Rabun County at home.
I love your assessment, Walker. You got 2-1 rushing yards for the season, Rabun over Dodge. You've got Reed Giles, who can play inside, he can play out. You got Lake Evans, and you have Ty Trulove. We didn't even mention him before, who we thought was one of the better quarterbacks in North Georgia coming into this season. And they're at home. Very tough place to play. That's a long, long road trip. Give me the Wildcats.
Bo and Daniel also taking Rabun County. By the way, Daniel McCrary, our guest picker, unable to join us tonight, but he is in the playoffs for our guest pickers. Let's go to Class 2A. East Jackson, the only team from our area in Class 2A that got into the playoffs. They go on the road to Columbia.
Going on the road to play a Columbia team that's a region champ, but they are the only region champ in the state of Georgia with a losing record on the season, and that probably the weakest region in Georgia. That might be the weakest region in Georgia.
You have a wrong assessment of that region.
Miller Grove.
Yeah, but
Salem,
you got to look who Columbia played.
South Atlanta.
They played Cartersville, Carrollton, Callaway, Douglas County, and Kell. Okay, yes, they have a losing record. They lost 6-0 to Douglas County. Buford. Douglas County scored more against Buford. I'm sorry. Back up. Anyway, that's a good region. That's a good team.
Guess what?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Okay.
Give me the Eagles on the road, baby. Well, Columbia's Eagles, too. The East Jackson Eagles.
Yeah.
I'm taking the East Jackson Eagles
Now,
on the road at Columbia.
Look, I said that. They're a number 7 team, number 7 seed. That's a pretty good team. Pretty good team. However, I'm going to go with the fact that I think Drew Richardson is ready to have one last blowout and go out in style. Give me East Jackson on the road.
You're also going out of order, but...
oh, sorry. Again?
Give him a boo again. Give him
no,
a boo.
he already...
Get the boo. Can we get the boo dialed
Hold
up
on.
the
No,
board,
he
please?
flapped his wings. I thought he had already picked.
Let's boo.
I did
Can we
flap
get the
my
boo,
wings,
please?
but I wasn't able
Let's
to
do
really
the boo.
say anything over
As
radio.
the host of today's show, I ruled that a boo is in order for Jeff Hart going out of
I've
order.
gotten 2 boos and the shot clock violation.
All right, Walker. All right, Walker, you're up.
That was great.
I did flap the wings, but here's why. Columbia, yes, they're a 7 seed. They got a top 8 seed because they're a region champ. It wasn't PSR based in Class 2A. The region champs automatically got a top 8 bid. I like East Jackson. I like the way their offense can play. Bo and Daniel, though, taking Columbia to beat East Jackson in this one. Let's go to Class 3A. Cherokee Bluff on the road at Peach County. A reminder, this is a Peach County team that Chestatee took to the wire last year in the opening round.
It is also a Peach County team that had been ranked by the PSR and the media polls as being in the top 5 in 3A all year until they got upset by Cairo in the next to last week of the regular season. This is a good Peach County team. I like Cherokee Bluff. I think they're getting a little bit healthier. This is just a big, big task. This is might be the most underseeded team in the 3A bracket, Peach County. So give me the Trojans in Fort Valley.
The Bears got this automatic bye at the right time. They were able to get healthy. They were able to regroup. And I find it really hard to believe that Tommy Jones doesn't have a really good game plan to go up against these Trojans. If Malcolm Mitchell's on the field, or Malcolm Millsap is on the field,
if Malcolm Mitchell's on the field, they got a really good chance.
Yes, absolutely. But if Malcolm Millsap's on the field, I really like the Bears. I think he's going to be on the field. Give me Cherokee Bluff to pull off an upset.
Look, I love the Bears. This was my dark horse dog. I like them. If they're healthy, I do like. But there's a couple of stats here, guys. Peach County's forced 20 turnovers, 11 interceptions. They have 67 tackles for loss, 27.5 sacks, and they harass the quarterback all game long. I think Bluff can keep it close, but I think Peach County probably pulls this out and hangs on in the fourth quarter.
Bo and Daniel also taking Peach County at home. Our final game that we'll pick, it's the game that's on AM 550 tomorrow night. Ware County, third seed out of Region 1 in Class 4A, headed up to Flowery Branch to take on the Falcons.
This one, I've already laid out earlier what I think it's going to take for Flowery Branch to win this game. They're going to have to play. They're going to have to be bend but don't break on defense. Just don't give up points. Probably force a turnover or two. They're going to have to hit a couple of balls over the top. Trey Shields, I think, going to have to be a big factor. I think they got to win on special teams. But I think the Falcons get it done at home. Give me Flowery Branch in a thriller, a 1-point thriller over Ware County at home tomorrow
Calling
night.
the score.
Flowery Branch was my dark horse dog, and I picked them for a reason. They're at home. Flowery Branch has played extremely well at home this season, nearly beat the defending state champs in North Oconee, beat Eastside. Give me Flowery Branch to win this game, I think, by more than a touchdown.
Oof. Wow. Look, Branch has played very well, and they're 3-3 when allowing 21 more points. So they can win a shootout. They can win a defensive game. And I like Brett Sturm. I like Griffin Harper. Man, Ware County is really good. I mean, really, really good. But Branch at home, I think you said it, Caleb. At home, also Walker, they're different. They're going to have a crowd. It's going to be loud. Give me the Falcons in an upset.
Daniel and Bo both taking Ware County
How
in
could
this
you
one.
pick?
So we do have some opposite picks here down the stretch.
Boy, that last segment, boy, this could get interesting.
How could you pick a lousy stinking Gator? How could you do that?
It's a great question that we need to ask Bo. Absolutely.
Who did we have earlier this season?
Okay,
that would not pick a Gator.
That would have been Chuck Dowdle,
wasn't it?
Chuck
Dowdle. I thought it was Chuck Dowdle.
Chuck Dowdle, yeah, Chuck Dowdle. Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
guys, 30 seconds or less. Final thoughts. What are you watching most intently as we head into the first round of the playoffs?
Well, I'm going to be at Rabun County. I'm really, really interested in that. I got to pick where I wanted to go. That's the game I wanted to go to because I think that's maybe the most compelling other than the Branch Ware County game. That's what I'm going to be looking for. But, quarterback play I think is going to be huge. We've got some really good quarterbacks.
Walker?
Can Gainesville shake off the rust of 3 weeks of not playing football and overcome a potentially sluggish start against Dunwoody? If they can do that, I like Gainesville to make a big run in 5A.
We saw Flowery Branch play thrillers against Eastside and North Oconee. I think we could have another one on our hands tomorrow on AM 550, but we shall see. Again, AM 550, Flowery Branch and Ware County, FM 102.9, North Hall, Mount Zion of Jonesboro, 94.5 FM the Lake, Gainesville, Dunwoody. That's the lineup for tomorrow. For Jeff Hart, Walker McCreary, our producer Brian Perkle, I am Caleb Hutchins. Thank you for listening to the Pick'em Show, and you're listening to North Georgia's News Talk, AM 550, FM 102.9, WDUN. It's the high school football playoffs tomorrow night.